then click on the subscribe button and make sure you don't miss anything.
Before we start this video, make sure y'all like, comment, and share, and also subscribe. Fest. Just make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, especially share this video.
Alright guys, and welcome back to the Wheelifeshow. Well, Romeo, the hostess with the mostest, you have brought a special guest along.
Today, we're going to talk about mental illness and how that affects your life and brings upon disability, including the social disorders. So our special guest today, Tiffany, is going to help us talk about that. Introduce yourself to the people, Tiffany.
Hi.
Sir, hold on, sir. Let's get this straight. Hold on. See, this beginning is raggedy. He jumped in as well. PBS, well, we're going to talk about disorders. This is, first of all, sir, we have to introduce your friend. Where is your chivalry at? Where is your chivalry at?
I did introduce her, first of all.
Where is your chivalry?
I want her to tell her own story.
I know, but she wants her own story. I'm just saying.
Bruh.
The people.
Are we still recording?
Yeah, we're recording, girl.
Yes, we are.
Oh.
Like she said, we're still recording. Yeah, that's how it goes. The people like this banter in the beginning.
My bad.
We're still recording? Yeah, we're still recording.
My bad, y'all.
So tell us quickly about yourself.
What about me?
Well, you know.
Tell the people what you want them to know.
I have bipolar. I am BPD, borderline personality disorder, and I have anxiety.
Okay. So, saying your disorders. When did you find out about your disorder? When did you find out about your disorders?
When did I find out I had them?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, I found out I had bipolar when I was 12. And I went through a situation with an ex that was very domestic violence. And that's when I got diagnosed with BPD. Yeah.
What is BPD?
Borderline personality disorder.
Explain to the audience, because you know some of the audience won't know.
Yes, explain to them what that is.
Borderline personality disorder.
Yes.
How can I say it? So I would be put in like a hard situation, like a domestic violence situation, and I would disassociate myself like it's not going on.
So that's like borderline. So with that's up there with in the schizophrenia. Well, schizophrenia disorder.
Yeah.
So, no, I know about disorder because I used to work with them in the nursing home back when I was a CNA wiping ass, and I had wiped some asses in the psych ward. So I know about it. I just want the people to understand more because this is the educational show, and you get somebody out there to about BPD. What is that? Is that mean for busted pussy open or no?
So how does that affect your life?
Which one? Both? All of them?
All of them, yes.
She thinks
the bipolar affects me when it comes to relationships because I don't make a good choice when choosing a partner, or I'm always a people pleaser, or I have the hero syndrome. I feel like I have to save everybody. I feel like I have to be liked. The borderline personality disorder, if something goes wrong in my life, I can just not pay. I just dissociate myself and I just don't pay no mind to it, even though it's hurting me. I just be like, whatever, and go about my business.
Then what
I
about
don't.
anxiety?
Hmm.
How does anxiety play into that?
Oh, sometimes I have to call because Romeo, he is my best friend, and sometimes it's hard for me to go outside, or I don't want to be talking to people, or I feel like people talking about me, just things of that nature. So I typically don't get stuff done until I hit a manic mode. And when I'm in manic mode, that's part of bipolar. And I am definitely getting things done for that week. And then after that week comes, I'm right back to having anxiety, not want to talk to people, not texting, not calling, not nothing.
Yeah. And then she texts me with, I'm not sure how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
What?
So having all these mental diagnoses, when it comes in the health, when it comes to your health, how do you go about consulting a doctor? And do you talk to therapists?
Yes,
And how
I
does that come
I do
about?
therapy. I take meds.
Okay, there's
So,
nothing wrong with that.
and like if I feel like I'm about to hit rock bottom, or I'm going through something, I'm one of them people who have to reach out because I've attempted suicide before. So I'm really a high risk when it comes to that. So I definitely have to be one of them people that's hitting those chat lines or calling somebody to tell somebody how I'm feeling. Because if I don't get it out, I will dissociate myself and I will try to just end me.
She takes it
Period.
out on herself, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
So, in doing that, do you feel like your therapists are helping? Well, your providers are helping you in a way that you live in a healthy life.
Right now, yeah. Yeah. But it's not only about you having like therapy. You have to have a good support system backing you too.
To that, to that, to that.
Okay. And what does that support system do for you?
Uh, a talk to me. I have one friend who will sit up all night and while he's doing his work, and I will be sleeping on the phone. Or I have a girlfriend who will stay up all night with me if she needs to make sure that I'm okay. Or I have people who will come over here and check on me and try to boost my spirits up, get me out the house, just for even a ride, just to take me somewhere. And that usually gets my mind off of whatever I'm going through at that moment.
Okay.
So, with your support system, how did you find your support system or make that support system healthy for you and your case healthy for you?
Oh, because I have a very strong support system. Uh, my support system can really tell when I've hit rock bottom, and that's always a good thing to have because that means people are watching you. Period. Like they know what's going on with you, your ins and outs. So they already know when you're having a bad day. Like your support system has to be strong. And I ain't talking about them little fake ass friends or family that you got. I'm talking about them real people that you can tell your little secrets to, and you know your joints ain't coming out and being exposed. Those are the people that you need around you at that time. Because even though I had a couple of people in my life that was very fraudulent, that wasn't friends. And you know, when I was feeling good, I was the life of the party. They was down to, do anything with me. But when I fell down and I got depressed, they didn't want nothing to do with me. So that really, me, like I said, me being the type of person that I am, the hero in me, I wanted to be a yes man. I wanted to be a people pleaser, but I had to have Romeo who told me that I needed to get my shit together because that wasn't healthy. It was toxic.
Yes.
That's good. So people, as you hearing what she's saying, a good support system is always the ones that never be yes men, always the ones that are going to get you to be back healthy and your state of mind or your state of place.
Yes.
A good support system will tell you the truth even if you don't like
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
And also in that good support system, they also are most like she was saying, they mostly talk with her to get her back up, to get her in a high school from that.
Mm-hmm. You need that.
So
You need it.
this is our dive deep into the Tito syndrome. But I keep hearing you bring up the Tito syndrome that you're trying to be Captain Pepperhole or this hero period.
Yeah. Yeah. I was Captain Save a Hoe for a long time.
Yes.
That means I'm going broke to help people. That means I'm doing things I normally wouldn't do for people. That means I got stories for days. So I don't know how ugly I want me to get with it, but you'll do some things. You'll do some things for, and like especially in a relationship, you'll put up with a lot of stuff that normal people wouldn't put up with. But because you're a yes man or a hero, or you just being attached to that person so much that you done lost yourself.
Well, that's straight. That's whether you disabled or not. The hero thing.
Yeah, that could happen to anybody. But what she's saying is because of her condition, she was more vulnerable to it.
Right. Okay. That part understandable. But in her case, I understand that she was vulnerable to that. Why was that like something that you probably a mechanism? Because that was a mechanism to overcompensate.
Yeah,
Because
that was a mechanism. So help people
I'm sure the
figure
mechanism.
out what your triggers were so they can see them in themselves if they have this problem.
My triggers? Ooh.
Yeah.
Uh,
Your triggers that make you want to be the hero specifically.
oh. Like you could be going through something. And I know I don't need to I don't need to talk to you. But you could call my phone at 2:00 in the morning and be like, hey Tiffany, do you got $50? And I know I don't like you. I don't like how you treated me, but I didn't know how to say no. I will go broke to help you. I'll give you the shirt off my back. I'll offer you a place to stay. You can break up all my stuff. And I would that's fine. Just as long as you're comfortable, just as long as you're happy. But I wasn't happy. But I wanted to make sure that person was happy. I was putting somebody before me.
But do you know why that was?
Oh yeah, because it's my upbringing.
Okay.
But okay, so this hero complex. Now I'm going to side of. Y'all know before I body I had to take a lesson on psychology on this. This was a mechanism, a defense mechanism for her bipolarism because most bipolar people are basically schizophrenic people use this hero mechanism a lot. Why did you use that hero mechanism in your case?
How did I what?
Why did you use that hero mechanism to defend the fact that you had to diagnose it? Why did you use that?
He's asking you why did you use the hero syndrome to cope?
Because I felt better when I helped people. So I didn't have to deal with my own issues. I didn't have to look at myself in the mirror. I was able to focus on somebody else instead of focusing on myself because I didn't want to look at myself. I didn't want to deal with my issues.
Okay.
Love you. I didn't want to, you know how, okay, so Romeo, like I said, he's my best friend. And sometimes he'll tell me to focus on you. And you need to do what's best for you. Yeah, I wasn't trying to hear that. I was never trying to hear that. So as long as I was focusing on somebody else's and their problems and always showing up and being there and making my body tired and all this other stuff, I didn't have to deal with me.
Yeah, because I told you got to get your money together. Then you can bring other people with you. You can't be holding them up while you can't float. That's not how it works. You can't hold them up while you can't float. You got to build yourself the boat first.
RuPaul said the best. Before you can love yourself, before you can love anybody else, you gotta love yourself.
And that's what I didn't know how to do.
That's the facts.
I didn't know how to do that.
Build your own boat, people.
It's not even building your own boat. It's about building your self-confidence. Knowing that,
well, that is the boat.
That is the boat.
You could say it's the boat. Some people say it's the foundation of a house, but it's the foundation of being yourself. Before you go out in the world, you have to love yourself, regardless of the matter. Like now, like people now say to me, like, "Oh, Quincy, you still the same Quincy, even though that you in the bed." I said, "What that mean? I'm still gonna be thankful just because that I'm in the bed don't mean that I'm not gonna be the same Quincy. I still love myself." I said, "Heck, y'all send me, y'all just see me."
Yeah, exactly. Your brain's still the same. Your brain works.
Right. I said, y'all just see me take a picture of this damn diaper, then y'all talk about somebody come and sponsor. Look, if this transgender model that got cerebral palsy is about to get a modeling contract. Why I can't get a modeling contract? Now I'm gonna make sure that my stomach can blow when I take these pictures, but why can't I get a modeling contract? I mean, she got one, and I want to do underwear.
You can.
Well, I can. They can make me adult diaper shit. Put me on a Huggy commercial. Johnson got some shit going on. Like somebody, I'm putting it out in the atmosphere. Somebody gonna get me. Rihanna, you just did the fashion show. Make some lingerie diapers.
Y'all know what I want to talk about because it gets on my nerves.
Yes, let's talk about it.
And I want y'all input on it.
What's going on?
How people treat you once they know you got a disability.
Oh my God.
That will be
for me. Okay, we can go around the table because we all have different, spectrums of disability. For me, I can't hide mine, so I've always been treated like shit. I was the guy who parents brought their kids to the store and they would point to me and go, "What happened to that boy? Why doesn't his legs work?" Instead of them telling their kids to come up to me and ask me what happened, they would ask their parents and they would point to me and all this other stuff. And then they would look and say, "Oh, don't do that. That's rude." And I'd be like, "Why don't you just tell your child to ask me what happened?"
Mm-hmm.
And then they look at me like they didn't know I could talk.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy. But for the both of you, that's very different because you haven't had to deal with that all your life. So that's an interesting experience to talk about.
Well, see, being on both sides of that category, now I'm both sides of the category, and your life, because like I said, when it comes to disability, people are not educated enough to know about this disability
That's
affecting.
true.
And this because what they see on TV, especially at the Special Olympics and all that, they see Down syndrome.
They
see
think
people,
all disabilities are the same.
Mm-hmm.
they don't know, they're not educated enough. Like me, I've been a mom. She worked for and like after she bumped wife and ass, she went on to doing MRDD and working in this house. So I was around all these folks that was learning about different disabilities and learning how. Okay, so this because she knew she could still understand me and she could still talk. Okay, this because he this and that, and I'm learning about the mental side of it and I'm learning about the physical side of it. Because there's sometimes that you get both, and that's what the America is showing. Okay, America, y'all need to start doing this. Y'all need to show all disabilities. I'm gonna put it on Facebook and Twitter that everybody's disabilities is different. America only show the worst. I'll say the worst angles, the worst case.
And you only get to see the people who are either tragically disabled or the ones who literally can't help themselves anymore.
There you go. That the America they need to start showing that because you're making a bad sign for people like myself. I just got disabled because
people like us are very able, but you don't get to see us.
Right. But they show America only show that side of oh my goodness, they showing the side of the people that need help. But that goes to etiquette.
And that's why when you go to the store and you can't reach something, the whole fucking store runs to your assistance or whatever. Or when you fall down, the whole street gawks at you like you just failed your circus out. Because they think they're supposed to help and they feel guilty for not helping you now that you may have hurt yourself.
See, that going to
which is like the stupidest complex.
That's ableism complex because
yes, that's ableism.
That's
exactly.
ableism. That go into this etiquette. They go etiquette, but like in my case,
yes, which we will cover in detail in the future.
Yes, that will be a conversation in the future. But like Romeo, like see me and Romeo disability are more physical.
And you can see our disabilities. Tiffany's you can't see, which is why I said it'll be an interesting experience to talk about.
Especially with your interaction with people, because how do you feel about when you tell these folks about that you bipolar and got all these,
So
how do they feel?
Yeah, how do they react when you tell them that you have these conditions?
Oh, I'm crazy. Oh, you crazy. Like they act scared of me. Like I could be telling my feelings about how I feel and I could get really passionate about something. They'll be like, oh, she about to get crazy. She about to go crazy. So I have to watch what I say to certain people because I don't want to be labeled crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you educate them? Do you have enough education yourself to educate them about your diagnosis?
No, because I feel like if you want to know about my diagnosis and you want to know how it affects me, you educate yourself.
See, this is the problem.
I felt like that at first too.
No, because I've had people who will educate themselves about what I'm going through, and then they're throwing in my face. Now I'm all down for talking to somebody who's reasonable and who's grown up to have that conversation.
Okay.
But if you're not grown up to have that conversation, you want to just go look something up so you can go slander me or defame my character, whatever the case may be, then we don't need to have a talk about what I'm going through or how it affects me and all of that stuff. Because a lot of times when you go into go to people just think you're making stuff up because bipolar has become, I don't know, like towards the young people, it has become so popular to be bipolar.
First of all, let's go and educate the
That's a fair point.
They first of all, it's education because they might be being on the internet. They have not faith. Now we going through something now that hopefully this lady come back. This lady come back and reach out to me. They don't have enough education about this because what you read on the internet is one thing, what you see in person is a whole different process. Because what they read on the internet is one thing, and they see, okay, this is what this is, but they haven't been around, never been around a person that's bipolar. They don't know, and they're gonna be done. So you still
yes, because everybody who is bipolar does not have psychosis. Those are two different diagnoses.
Mm-hmm.
And every bipolar and every medic and every when we go with the medical term, every manic moment is different manic moment because you got different manic moments where the psychosis come in and you got the different manic moment. In your case, more so situational and stuff will trigger that.
I can speak on two of my manic moments. I have a manic moment where I like to spend money. Like I overspend money, like buying stuff or, and then I have another manic moment where I'm just really sexually active, but I don't want to be sexually active with my partner. I want to be sexually active with other people.
With other people.
Mm-hmm. So that's another manic moment of mine. And like I said, it helps to have a good support system because my girlfriend actually knows. She's educated herself. She's went to therapy with me. So she's really like, oh, okay, so it's not her fault that she has these feelings. Like I can go out here and get attention from somebody else, and all of a sudden I just want to go be with them, but I have to be like, oh, hold up, because I'm tripping. And that's when you got to call your support system and be like, hold up, I'm really tripping, and you got to talk about it.
But that's great that your girlfriend had went to with therapy, had educated herself, and she well versed and well versed knowing. Like you just said, like, oh, they can throw this back in my face and that they still not educated and they not knowing.
Mm-hmm.
They know you.
Mm-hmm. I'm thankful for that because a lot of people don't have that.
That's very true.
A lot of people don't have that. So I found my soulmate, and she hasn't let me down yet. So it is what it is.
Look, congratulations.
Thanks.
Y'all definitely want a feature talk, the romance talk, because there's some things I want to know. I'm no.
I mean, I don't need it. Well, I know those things, so I don't need to. Yeah, she's already told me all of that. So
first of all,
that'll be a show for you.
First of all, sir, the people would like to know. I'm part of the people that don't know.
I understand that. I'm just saying that show will be.
About this,
I'm just saying that show will be very entertaining for you. That's all.
Well, what would you like to know?
I mean, let's later on. It'll be for the people because we do have a small audience that would like to know otherwise, and I'm part of the audience because I don't know you. But like I said, every other people.
Yeah,
Oh no,
yeah.
let me tell you something. When you have a mental disability or you have a disability, period, it's already hard to find love. I ain't even joking because I done
You
kissed
ain't
a
got to
couple of.
tell me about it.
I done kissed a lot of frogs. Let me tell you, it's not an easy thing. Even being in a relationship and you have a physical or mental disability, it's not an easy thing. But when you have a partner that's willing to be like, hold up, I got you. Just let me go to a couple, because she asked to go. I didn't have to ask her. She was like, let me go with you so I can figure out what's going on with you, or so I can know how to talk to you so I don't trigger you by using certain words or certain actions or anything. Let me just find out how I can help you. When she said that, I knew I was safe. I knew I was safe. Right then and there. I knew right then and there I was safe. I had nothing to worry about.
Like
But
said,
I had to kiss a lot of frogs though. I ain't lying, y'all. I had to go through mines.
like I said, this will be a future conversation with that. A future conversation because listen,
Mm-hmm.
with that. So Tiffany, see, I'm going to the basics here. I mean, you can ask more questions to us because all this to do. I came to being disabled differently from your best friend, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm adapted to this lifestyle. Even though that I work in the healthcare field and work around people like yourself and Romeo. No,
Mm-hmm.
and now that I am, you want to ask questions.
Wait, I ain't here.
You got some questions for us.
Oh, do I have any questions for y'all?
Yeah.
Let me see. Because I had one, y'all, but then we got to talking. I forgot it.
He forgets a lot.
I do. Uh, like, how did y'all? Okay, so I was one of the people because I was one of the people that was stupid,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
let's go ahead and let's go ahead and call me out. Let's call me out first. I'm gonna throw me under the table first. I was one of them people that was looking at my best friend, and I was like, "Damn, he got it easy because all he got to do is sit at home and collect a check." How do y'all feel when that happens? Like, what happened? Like in your head, like I know y'all be saying, "What the fuck? No, bitch, I don't got it easy." But how do y'all feel when a person come back and really and says that to you?
Well,
Because I know Romeo has heard that 1,000 times.
and I want to choke every person that says that, if I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I'll wait because like I said, I've been on both sides. So I can tell you about now collecting this check and when I was making the check. So
Exactly. You don't know the kind of work I do because you think I'm just sitting at home.
Mm-hmm.
But I do more work than you know.
Mm-hmm.
I just happen to work from home. And now all of y'all got to do it. So welcome.
Yeah, and I felt really shitty for even like me and best. Thank God he is my best friend because he took the time out to explain to me, and then me getting to know him for like because we've been in this thing for 20 plus years. So
Yeah.
me getting to know him and getting to see, I will honestly say Romeo works harder than me,
right. So
and I feel like a lot of things for me come easy for me, and it's not as easy for him.
it's not easy for me. So let me tell you. So me being disabled now, I get a nice little piece of check because they going off my social security that when I was working. I don't like this. I don't like collecting a check. I don't because this is not the money I'm used to. I have a lifestyle. Then my lifestyle is balling on the budget. I still ball on the budget, and luckily that I have already some outside hustles that I was already doing.
Mm-hmm.
So when I hear that statement from you, like if I would have heard that statement from you, like, it's like the check. Let me tell you, in my state, I have got denied for Medicaid not once, not twice, but three times. I'm trying to see if I can get on this other program that can help me. I've been paying since I moved back to my state. I've been paying out the pocket. for all my medical costs.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. And and for I ain't gonna say I was never that person. One little brother used to collect the check, and he still do collect the check, but he still work now. I told him about working. I said you can't collect the check. You can't collect the check with the check and everything. You gotta go out here and work because once you work money and then see your check, you be like, oh, this is a whole different thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you ever would say that to me, I would say, baby, I said, once upon a time, I was just like you, walking, working, and doing overtime. This right here ain't cutting it for me.
Yeah. I tell people all the time, 3 books didn't come out of thin air. And I
Yep.
didn't get my black belt because I'm pretty. So what are you talking about?
Yep.
This better for me. I'm getting ain't cutting. I'll be looking at it. I'll be like, what is this?
No, I didn't mean to make y'all angry. I just wanted,
I'm not.
I'm sorry.
No. It's a discussion point that needs to be had because it happens all the time. You're right.
It comes up because I get the on top of getting Social Security, my dialysis because I was at my dialysis job for 5 years. I get another check from them, and it's a disability check from them. It's not much, but it's still added on to the money I get with the government. And it's still not much. And I be looking like what? So there, like I tell people, this other hustle and the other something that you need to do. I know a lot of this like now learning about more disabled folks. There's more disabled folks that got a lot of side hustles, especially with the internet, book writing.
Yeah, you gotta have side hustles because people don't want to hire you for standard work because they're like, we're not sure if you can do it.
And that's another conversation in itself too. Work is work is coming.
Don't get me started on that one because that's another episode, people.
Another episode, another conversation because that work is coming. Work is coming. It's like romance. Work is coming.
Yeah, I think that was like the major question I wanted to ask because I know that me being ignorant, I asked that question to Romeo, and him being like, okay, let me educate her real quick. And that's when I was like, oh, damn, well, I feel stupid. I shouldn't even have made no comment.
Yeah, because the reason I answered, and this was years ago, and the reason I answered the way that I answered that day was because I didn't expect that from you. I was like, I thought she would understand because
understand. If she asked that question like that, that's a question of she not understanding.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that she wouldn't understand because our friendship came from the fact that we are both minorities in multiple ways. So that's why I thought she would get the picture and not consider my life so easy. But I had to teach her, which is fine. But it's just not something I expected to do with her. That's all.
So when people ask that, that's just like when I got in the healthcare field because before I got in the healthcare, it was about technology. When people ask questions like they were always taught by a professor of mine, he said, when people ask questions that you be looking at them like, did you even ask that? They don't know and they want to know. These are people that you need to educate and start
And
educating open
it's
dialogue.
good that people want to know, but they also have to know how to phrase their questions depending on the person they're talking to. Because Tiffany could ask me, oh, do you really got it easy? What do you do at home? All you do is sit at home and collect a check, and I wouldn't be mad. But if somebody else said that, I'm gonna punch them in the face.
But then you should see that's the whole point of educating. That's the whole point of educating. You gotta understand.
Exactly, you're right. The
You gotta
phrasing
understand.
of your questions are very, very important. Is very
Right.
important.
It's a word, but at the same time, when they say stuff like that, because it's been many times, like for instance, okay, so let me go to everybody's side and me asking that dollars patient. It's been many times where I have to ask this patient. I don't know this patient like that, so I have to ask this patient, well, why is this and why is that? I tell them, don't take offense. I'm asking questions so I can get to know you. That's why this has an open dialogue so I can get to know you and knowing who you are, so I know more about you, so I know how to take care of you. So when people
Mm-hmm.
ask questions like that, you have to open that dialogue up. Because just like you said, well, if somebody else asks me that, I will punch them in the face. That's not open the dialogue up for them to know.
What I said was, if somebody else asked that question in the manner that she did, I will
Mm-hmm.
punch them in the face.
But
Yeah.
still, if they still ask that question in that manner, you not open the dialogue. That might be their type of language they can speak. You still got to open that dialogue
And
up.
then they're speaking the wrong language to me because they don't know me well enough to talk to me like that. That's my point.
Mm-hmm.
To that, I mean, and I ain't saying nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, you got to open up more dialogue because with that, that's a dialogue situation. Because if somebody would come to me like that and said that I'm open to dialogue, so why do you ask the question? Why do you ask that question? Then the next part of me, you asking my question, that's when the reaction will come. I'm gonna punch you, or we gonna talk about this.
I will let me rephrase so you can understand what I'm saying. I will politely ask them to rephrase their question because they don't know me well enough to talk to me the way Tiffany does.
Yeah, especially where we came from, when people ask questions like that, they ain't asking to know. They
Right?
asking to
They don't
try
want to
and
know. They want to
yeah,
get dirt on you.
yeah. They're asking to try to embarrass you or something.
Well, the people. That's the sermon. You already know how the people come because they might. You ain't the only person that they ask that question to like that, and that's the type of language.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, me playing the devil advocate, what if that's my type of language to everybody, like just like you, or like myself, or like Tiffany? I go and say, hey, so girl, so why do you act crazy like that? And that's just my type of language. And I ask you the same way. So why are you looking like that, or why are you in a chair like that? What if that was my type of language that I go about and how I present myself and
And
talk?
when Tiffany punches you in the face for asking her why she act crazy, I'll sit there and watch.
But see, that's cutting off dialogue because, like I said,
Yeah, that's like a trigger. I wouldn't expect. Well, no, it depends. It depends because if I know you and I know you won't be no harm
Exactly.
by it, then I'm gonna answer your question.
Like I can say to
But if I
Tiffany,
don't
why are you
know
being
you and
crazy?
you just if I don't know you and you just come out, girl, why you acting crazy like that? Hold up, now we
That's
got a problem.
that's what we're saying, Quincy. We're just saying it depends on who you are, because where we come from, you can't. Your words mean something.
Mm-hmm.
that part I understand the word be something because y'all come from y'all come from the DMV area. So I know first of all y'all in Washington, y'all across the Washington, y'all in the rough area. It's like when I was living in Chicago, they do the same thing like y'all. When I was working in Detroit, Cleveland, Cincinnati, like that. But at the same time, you gotta. I'm telling you, they were advocate because there's people out there to say, well, what if that you get people like that? You get people like that in all areas where
With those people,
I talk like
you
that.
politely ask them to rephrase their question, and then if they don't, you don't answer. And then after that, if they get aggressive because you chose not to answer, you do what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you handle that.
Look, I gotta play the devil advocate on this because that's just
No, and you're right. But that's why I just explained what happens.
I mean, like in a way, Quincy, I understand where you're coming from. Because that's probably the way that we should respond to it. But I ain't
The,
gonna hold you.
but
I ain't
the
gonna
human
respond
in
like
me,
that.
the human
Yeah,
in me says that's not how this goes. Mm-mm.
yeah. Like don't try me. Rephrase it a different way.
true.
I'll be polite exactly one time, and then you're gonna find out who Romeo Barnes really is.
Yeah, because with I'm gonna speak for myself. Me having a mental disability, uh, people think I'm very weak.
Yeah,
I'm very
yes,
vulnerable,
that is the
and
truth. They think you're
and
very weak
and they will
because you have a
pray,
disability.
and they will
They'll prey
prey
on you.
on
Yeah,
that. Yeah, and so a mechanism like for me to not snap back, I'd be like, please don't try me today, because if you try me, you might not know what you get for real. Because I cut you down, I hurt your feelings because you don't went there. But other than that, I feel like there's only so much of being the bigger person that I can do until you push me too far.
And okay, so now I'm going to answer out that I want the people here because you got because I was when I'm happy that you brought this up because you were talking about in the test group about they started asking about my like more about the show, and one question that came up was about the dialogue situation. They was like, well, one person asked, well, why is it so hard for me to talk to somebody disabled? And I asked them, what language are they using? And then they go to a different conversation of etiquette, how to talk to a person
It's
like that.
it's not hard if you know what you're supposed to, if you know what you're trying to say and talk to them like they're a human
Yeah.
instead of talking to them like they are their disability. Just like I said in episode 1, my wheelchair is just how I get around. I'm a person without it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not about the fact that you're asking questions about my disability. It's the fact that you're making my wheelchair who I am. That's the problem.
To that.
Like me having bipolar and borderline personality disorder is not who I am. I'm still a human. I still have feelings. Respect me and I respect you.
Exactly.
Right,
Turn up on me, I'm going to turn up on you.
Yeah, you don't want none of that.
It just means that my turn up might be a
None of that.
little crazy.
right. But like you get the question, well, why is that? But then, like I said, Tiff, you have to be going for maybe the next episode of etiquette because yes, definitely, that's definitely next conversation on etiquette. You have to come back
Okay.
definitely because we are sort of dipping into that conversation, and I know it's about to be good because hopefully, like I said, I'm crossing my finger that the lady come on that we gonna reference her stuff and it's about to be good. Because baby like to eat popcorn and baby like to listen. Especially if you have y'all two strong minded individual. Ooh, baby, you must be good.
Who? Me and Romeo?
Oh yes.
Oh.
Yeah, we're like this whole time. This is just regular conversation for us.
Mm-hmm.
You're just giving us a subject we don't normally talk about because
Mm-hmm.
it's just part of our lives, so we don't really talk about it that often.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why this whole show was invented for the
You're
disabled.
right. That's the point of this show.
We are seen, y'all. We are definitely seen, but never heard. So now let
I,
us be heard.
I'm so happy that y'all came out with this show because there are a lot of things within the disability community that people need to wake up and learn and notice and see us.
Yes, I agree.
Y'all need to see us.
Y'all, they always seen that they just need to hear our voices. Like my great grandma always said, everybody sing and everybody got a voice. It's a time when you want to speak up. When you gonna speak up for yourself and for who you are,
Mm-hmm.
and especially us being African Americans, Black people. That especially being Black and disabled is a whole different horse for being Caucasian or a different minority.
Yes, it's completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. And even though the social workers like to tell you, "Oh, we're all human. It's all the same." No, it's not. When your skin is a different color, that changes the way the world works for you. But some people aren't ready for that.
But then that needs to become represented because the fact that we have more Black social workers that know about disabilities and they need work, and also people because there's a lot of people that I know, especially working that it was disabled with social workers and they were helping, even though the one white lady that rode the scooter. I did talk about her in the comments because I feel like that. And I told her you did that purposely because I called you she was broke down and you could have rode the other one around down the nursing home and you had to ride the
Okay.
need to be more representative for us to speak to help us speak also because like
Mm-hmm.
said, you need to have that strong support system, and a support system right there is having more representation of us. And see,
Yeah, we need representation in offices as well. That is true. We need authoritative representation.
Mm-hmm. And for real, I want to be portrayed on TV as a human.
Yeah, that's a good question. How would you like to be portrayed on TV?
I don't want to be portrayed as crazy. You know, when Lifetime and the movies come out, they always portray the bipolar and the borderline personality people like be crazy and all we need is medicine. No. We don't need that. Don't pump me full of medicine and have me walking around here like a zombie. Talk to me and figure out what's going on. Take your time and figure out what's going on with me. Because all I might need is to talk to somebody. I might not need a bunch of medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And they portray bipolar people as people that just, you know, hit the manic mode and we acting crazy and we're doing crazy things and, you know, we just self-sabotage. You know, that's not how it always is. Sometimes you can talk about when I hit a down, like when I hit a hypo mode, or I'm depressed, I'm hurt, I can't get out of bed, I don't feel like talking, I don't want to go see nobody, I want to sit in the dark room and sleep. Talk about that. If you're gonna portray me in the right way. But whatever you do, portray me as a human.
Exactly.
I agree with that completely.
I agree completely. Lifetime is iconic. That was one of the many.
There's a reason Lifetime movies are bad. Okay.
I ain't gonna say bad. Lifetime do that is one of the many. That's why they get knocked down. They one of the many psychology people places where psychologists get a lot of papers from. I wrote a lot of papers on some Lifetime movies, and that was one of my papers I brought up. I said, why do you treat these people like they are? Why in the beginning this person didn't get no help, or why didn't you show that?
Because if they get help, it's a terrible movie.
Like portray people with disabilities, like physical disabilities, like show what they are. Some people with physical disabilities, they are creators, they are artists, they are writers, they are smart people. Like they know a lot more, they have a lot more wisdom, they done been through a lot more. Portray them in a good light. Don't be portraying them like they just dumb and ignorant and they don't know nothing, because that's not the damn truth.
But you know what? That doesn't make a good movie, they say.
I don't give a damn. Oh, my bad, y'all. My bad.
No. You don't give a damn, and I don't either. That's right.
I don't give a damn. If you're gonna portray me, if you're gonna portray anybody, portray us in the right way.
Right.
Because they want. This is what they want. I'm gonna tell you how these movies work. They want the audience to feel sad for us because we're weak and we're supposed to be the victims. That's why there's always someone else in the movie who fucking helps us.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm gonna speak for myself. I ain't weak. And watch me. If you think I'm weak, just watch me. Watch this glow up that's about to happen in my life. And then I'm gonna show you how we got. That's gonna show you how weak you are.
I know, because I'm gonna be right there with you.
Okay.
I already told you what's going on. We talked about that yesterday.
Sure did.
Hold on, let me tell you one person that I hit on real hard. That I say that they got a disabled person in their series. American Horror Story. Ryan Murphy got the one girl that got Down syndrome.
Sure do.
And like I said, that is one portrayal of the person that they treat her like a regular human. She got lines and she got different actions. They treat her as an actress, like, okay, you understand, this is what you gotta do. They don't do no special things for her. Just like even in Freak Show, they all had different disability and they had actors. So this is the way of getting portrayed, right? And this is how you write people are.
Yes, but see, the issue is that's one group of people on one station. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But
what we need to do, and the problem is it's cable. What we need to do is get on network TV.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. But
force people to see it.
And the only way to do that is that, like I said, to have a voice, to speak up, the show representation board. Just like they got the trans model that that got cerebral palsy, and she signed with rebound benefit. That is
like
showing.
Like y'all, I can't even like this gonna show my age, so don't judge me. I can't even remember a person in a wheelchair until I watched Degrassi. Y'all remember Drake was on Degrassi and he was in that wheelchair?
Jimmy, he will always be Jimmy. I don't care what nobody says. He's
And
Jimmy.
how they portrayed
Jimmy.
They did a good job with Jimmy too.
Yep, but that's in Canada. That was showing Canada at a whole different country that was portraying Canada.
That's true too. It's a whole different country. They got whole different laws and all that.
And
but y'all come over here. Y'all come over here and they portray us like we ignorant.
But they are representation.
Exactly. And the sad part is if you go to Vermont, you can walk to Canada, but we still get treated like garbage.
But
in our own country,
there are representation that people don't see, like Stephen Hawking. He was a guy in the wheelchair. He was very smart.
He was a scientist.
Right. You got Stephen. I mean, he got, like I said, he's a great portrayal. What's the guy that played Superman? He got in an accident and
Christopher Reeves.
I forgot his name.
Christopher Reeves. Yeah.
He was in the movie and he got portrayed to get life, but those white men. There was never no black man.
Exactly. See, all the people you mentioned who were actually disabled were white men. See,
why is that though?
And that brings the other side of this show because we're all African American.
Why is that though?
We don't get ourselves.
Why
we don't get ourselves on TV. There's only been one time that we were on TV and the actor was actually disabled, and that was Kadeem Hardison, I believe his name was, because he got shot and he was already on A Different World or Different Strokes, whichever one.
Mm-hmm.
And since his character was already on there, they didn't have a choice but to use him.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, if he was, I put money on it. If he rolled into that audition in his chair, they wouldn't have hired him for that job.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but see, like I said, we got to put ourselves out there more, and we got to start having voices. That's why this show wasn't good that you have the voices to add. Look at me, and look at me that as using me as another. Look at me, because the more representation out there, the more that you get noticed. This like the whole the one boy, his name is Jeremy Dack. He got on Instagram. It's called Black Disabled Lives Matter. They just had a march this past Saturday, and they had different people speaking. I did not know there's a couple of people that's going to jail right now, and they disabled. Like the one, he had a medic government, and they handcuffed him, and they trying to see him. They trying to give him some sentences. He on there. There's another boy they're trying to deport back to Jamaica because he was autistic and was trying to tell them to stop, but he couldn't, and they robbed anyway, and he got caught up in that. Y'all go check them out. It will be in the description on YouTube. It will be in the description. But they're different entities that people don't see and it's not really spoken about because they only go to the small group like us. They only go to us. Like, oh, we all disabled and we not putting it on our social medias and we're not telling them what they are.
Because I don't feel like my life needs to be on social media. Oh, look, y'all, I got out of the bed today.
It don't have to be. They don't have to be on social media.
The reason I use that example, I got out of the bed today, is because that's what we think, or that's what they think. If we get out of the bed, we accomplish something because we're weak and poor and we don't have any skills. That's what people think of us.
But you got to show them otherwise. You got to show
otherwise. You're right, and that's why I made the YouTube videos that I made, and that's why I write the blog that I write, and that's why I publish the books that I publish. It's not just me sitting in here doing nothing. I understand exactly what you're saying, and I'm telling you what they think. I'm not telling you that you're wrong. I agree with you.
Right.
And I've done my part as much as I can with my skill set. But my thing is, I can't do that by myself.
But it's also called the community. That's why, especially in the black community, whether you black and disabled or this black period, the community part. This because okay, this is you doing your thing, and why not showing it on my page that you do your thing so they can look, and why not Tiffany showing that you're doing something so they can also look, and then she can share with her friends, and she can share with their friends. Just like me, for instance, I just became disabled, and a lot of people are now looking at me as the disabled coach, the disabled coach, the coach that's in the wheelchair.
I
Coach.
talked about that in the athletes episode, being the disabled coach, and the parents come to you. How are you going to teach my child?
It's not
I've
even,
even had able-bodied people come to me. You can't teach me how to do leg locks and blah 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 because your legs don't work. And it's like, what?
it's not even that. It's more so
So
representation that I am disabled. I'm still doing this, and now
yeah,
someone's
that
doing that.
yeah, and that's exactly why I wrote the poem, which you just brought up. I am disabled and I'm still doing this because I'm good enough to do it, not because I want people to feel sorry for me. Is the reason I wrote the poem "Athlete," which is in my third book. If you'd like to check that out, all my links are in the description, like always. But anyway, that's the reason I wrote that poem. That's exactly what it's about. I came to this competition because I'm an athlete. I can do the same thing everybody else here is doing. So you don't need to judge me any differently from them. You don't need to feel sorry for me. I can do this. That's why I showed up.
Right. But at the same time, when you doing that, and just like you said, well, I only show my life. You have other people to show something about you, and you want other
Yeah,
people to show something
yeah,
about you. That's not showing the world, and that's not getting us representative. Like Tiffany said, like show me as a regular person. Show me that I'm doing something. You need to have those
exactly.
people.
But you
Y'all need
see,
to show us. I need to show us. Y'all need to share us out. Y'all need to
the
show us
issue is,
what we're doing.
the issue is, the
They're
issue
not gonna
isn't even
show
really
us.
us at that point. The issue is Hollywood.
They don't want to show us in a good light.
Because what they want to do is make money, and
I mean, look
the
at
way
how
they
things
make money
going.
off our character is having people feel sad about our characters.
Because first thing first, I'm black.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing is I'm gay.
Yep.
And third thing is I have a disability.
Yep.
That's three things against me already.
That's we in the same boat. All three.
That's three things against us already.
Very
So
true.
why
Yep.
why would they sit there and portray us in a light? And because they have the means to, they can do what they want to do. They can
Yeah.
portray us as
And they can,
fucking
and then
great people, but
the
they don't
thing
want
is,
to.
the thing is, they'll say, "Oh, well, look, there's a black disabled person on TV." Like they'll always miss something. There's a black person on TV, or there's a girl on TV, or there's a bipolar person on TV, but that's not me. That's not Tiffany. That's not Quincy. That's the problem.
That's why people, my disabled brothers and sisters out there, y'all need to start writing. Y'all need to start going to people's networks. That's why YouTube was a big because there's a lot of small networks on YouTube that's on YouTube
Yes,
networks.
you
Y'all
have to.
start representing
You
yourself.
start off small and you make yourself bigger. Make them notice you, because the truth of the matter is, we are the real creators, but they don't actually care because they don't think we can make money. So we have to show them that we can, and then they'll put us on TV.
Exactly, exactly that. And then the fact that it's not more out there, us putting our stuff out there to say, hey, this is me, look what I'm doing, different little things. You don't have to do it every day because I know some of us are very private when it comes to this, but at the same time, you being private is hindering the fact that
Yeah,
show representation out there.
yeah. You don't have to promote your life. Just promote your work.
Hell, promote your worth.
Yeah, yeah. You're right.
Promote your worth.
Yes.
Show these people out here, these big corporations and everything. No, hold up. I'm worth something. I'm worth it all, actually.
And like the biggest example I can give right now, and I like I said, I don't know. I think the girl's name is Erin. When I found out about her, I said, "What?" She was like, "There's a girl, transgender girl that got signed to Elite Model Management." And I said, "Come on," I said, "Just okay." And I said, "Ain't she got cerebral palsy? Ain't she a model?" That tells me that the world is opening up to us. That now we need to be more so.
But see, the thing of that is, you didn't get to see her struggle though. You missed that.
She got something about that how she got on because she got a thing on Vogue. That's how I found out about her on Vogue because they were asking the question.
So those are the things that we need to do as a community to get ourselves more recognition, and then we need somebody in power. We need some representation from people who can sign some papers and change some things.
To that, definitely to that because the politics and the being disabled, baby. The things I'm reading about and the things that I know about, especially I could say I can go to the healthcare side because I was everybody at one time and just looking through insurance wise and looking through like how things are structured. And it ain't for us now.
Yeah, because insurance is shit. Let me tell you, they 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 don't want to pay for a goddamn thing.
I know, cause that's a pre-existing condition. You have a pre-existing condition. It's a pre-existing
Mm-hmm.
cover. That's
I
why,
can't help the way I was born, you asshat.
right? That's why we need y'all representation. Being your own representative first, but you need also representation. I'm not saying because there's a lot of advocates. Trust me, we have went through a lot of advocates. We know somebody. We know two people. Well, yeah, we know people. Me and Romeo know two people at least that are advocates, and I'm probably no more advocates, especially they are disabled advocates. They will be on the show soon. Meetings they are being contacted so we can have meetings so they can be on. But being your own representative, especially sharing this out, y'all need to share your people out regardless. Just like I was about to say, I kind of, I ain't say I kind of hated on old girl that she got made it. I'm happy that she made it, that she representing. At the same time, like I tell everybody all the time, I tell everybody all the time on the show, I'm trying to be just like her. Look, I could be a good spokesperson for adult teens. Give me some sexy lingerie. I sit up here. You want me to get me bloated and look like I'm having twins and take some pictures? I do. Cause baby, this body of work is everything. I know I look good. Okay, y'all over y'all over there filing everything. Excuse me. Mike Pence. What's that woman's name?
First of all, ain't nobody over here named Mike, so don't do that to yourself.
Okay, Romeo Bars and Tiffany. I'm gonna need y'all to wake up because the people.
First of all,
I mean, we all up. We just
we listening to you and your
we was letting
promotion
you
of
have
yourself.
we was letting you
Like
market
you was just
yourself. Like,
advertising for your modeling career. So hey,
yeah.
You know, I'm gonna market myself, but the people like or not, y'all know I'm gonna market myself that. You look at my on camera now showing this
you know what?
I ain't seen yet.
Look,
So
that's for the live show. Okay, we already discussed this. Don't be doing all of that.
Lord. Okay. Oh Lord. Okay. I don't even know what to say now.
Maybe this show gets ball, baby.
I
This
see.
is a real show.
We are
We
real.
have real discussions.
We are real people. That's why this episode is called Representation, Representative, and also learn about mental diagnosis and other folks. But we are we are representing ourselves. We are telling the folks that we are like y'all see us, but y'all don't hear us. So let us talk. Let us talk and let y'all listen and let y'all know that we are just like y'all. We just a little different. That's all. That's it. That's all. Well, folks, this has been a great conversation. Tiffany, what if the people like to reach you at? Where they can find you at?
They can't.
Oh, they can't. Oh,
Yeah, look.
Hold on.
You know what? I am not going to give out her social medias.
Because she don't want to give her social media. Like
so do not contact me and ask me for her information.
For real,
because
y'all,
I do not have it.
Wait, y'all, I can't give y'all something because I don't even remember my social medias. So
that makes it worse.
Okay, right.
YouTube, all her stuff will be in the description.
Okay, because y'all gonna have to do that because I don't remember my stuff.
Okay,
well. But also, if y'all need a good support system, hit up Romeo.
Look.
But don't do too
only.
much.
Okay,
but don't do too much because that is my best friend and I don't share.
Please.
Yeah, guys.
Email only, please.
Hit up Romeo for
since she didn't put me out there. Email only, please.
Yeah, email only, but only one time. Okay.
Guys, we do have a text. We do have a number on our Instagram page. So at any time that you want to call, I will direct all phone calls to Romeo if you need a great support system. Like you said,
no.
I mean, you can hit me up too. Hold on, let me not leave me out. Y'all can hit me up too because I'm in emails and all that too.
Okay, well, that's better because I can't field everybody now.
Well,
wait,
Dr. Phil, he put you out there, Dr. Phil. So,
yeah,
you're a good person. Hey, if you good like that, you might can help other people.
Yeah, all my information will be below. But look,
there you go. She's learning, y'all. All information in the description.
Yes, you too.
Yeah, but you get one time. You get one time. And if you're cute, call me. So now.
Anyway, if you cute, don't call her because she is.
She has a girlfriend, y'all. Okay, so don't do that.
Call
please.
me,
Don't do that because she'll call me after. So just refrain from that, please, folks. Thank you.
Me, y'all.
Keep going back to Romeo.
I'm just saying.
After she do that, she'll call Romeo. So look, y'all, let's call Romeo to get to Tiffany.
Okay, put the app in, y'all. Put the application in. Okay, you never know what can happen. Okay.
Put the app in. Don't put ain't no application.
I'm looking for a sugar mama. Okay, I'm looking for a sugar mama that can fly me out. That's what I'm saying. What?
In the area of
I'm marketing myself. I'm looking for. I want to get flued out, y'all. I'm tired of being in Virginia.
I can't talk. I can't even.
I want to go to Miami and Cabo. Fly me out.
Didn't we talk about that last night?
I'm gonna tell you something, Romeo. You shut your mouth. Romeo, you shut up.
First of all, don't shut up.
But first of all, we can go out there because let me tell you something. No, it's Quincy's show.
No.
The hostess with the mostest. The hostess with the mostest.
Because I recommended you here. Remember that?
I feel like, well, anyway, but Quincy had me on the show and he was a very good host.
Thank you so much.
That's how you feel?
Seriously?
Yes.
Yes,
because you always want to talk crap.
You know what? I'm gonna be professional, but when we get off this phone,
I'm gonna be professional too. But bring it on.
Wait till we get off the phone.
Yeah, no, you wait till we get off this call.
The end of this show.
You wait till the end of this damn show.
Y'all, this is how the show brings best friends together. All right, guys. Until next time, we are out. Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye.